Okay, welcome back to episode 7 of From the Source podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the CrossFit Open, but giving our review and opinions and basically a walkthrough on what we thought, what people we know thought, and basically going back over it. So for us two, I did the open workouts. Sam didn't.
Just so you know, you get the dig in there. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Straight in.
Yeah, I was the chief photographer for the entire
you had a
3
big job.
days. Yeah, I was making sure I was getting those pictures of you struggling, and
all the close-ups and all the
some of them
gritty
weren't the
faces.
best photos.
Yeah, but it's quite good because if we're going through it, you saw and have evidence of many people's.
I saw everyone.
You saw everyone do it, and then I can speak from what I felt. So it's probably quite a good balance, And obviously you know a lot about training, fitness, CrossFit, so you could probably see a workout and then give your opinion on what you think to it.
Yeah, I mean, most of them were grim, weren't they?
They were, yeah.
And I felt bad sometimes. Everyone's in serious amounts of pain, and then here I am with a camera in your face going, smile, take a photo, everyone, please.
Yeah, it was very hard, but it was enjoyable. So we'll go through each one. Again, if you've listened to this and you don't know what the CrossFit Open is, a brief overview is it's the biggest competition in CrossFit. But if you don't know, go listen to episode 3.
Is it 3?
You'll find it.
On the spot,
And then everyone competes around the world. If you get through, you obviously go to the next stage. So everyone does it.
Why didn't you do that when we first did that episode? You put that all on me.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I don't know. I didn't want the pressure.
You've listened to that video, and then now you're
now I know.
Yeah.
Now I've got the answer.
Yeah.
So there's 3 workouts, and they were released each week over 3 weeks. The first one, 24.1. was a 21-15-9 set. So basically, you did 21 reps of a dumbbell snatch with one hand.
Yeah.
And then you did 21 burpees over the dumbbell. And then you had to do the same again with your left hand, and then another 21 burpees. Repeat for 15 reps, repeat for 9 reps. And then your time, your score was how long it took you. And I think there was I can't remember if it was 15 minutes or something like that, time cap.
I'm trying to remember now.
But
no more than 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that for me, that was the worst one because it just destroyed my snatches were just terrible. The burpees, I was so fatigued. And it just got me.
That's proper shoulders, isn't it?
Yeah.
My shoulders would have been burning because of them burpees.
Yeah, the shoulders were just gone. And the weight was 22.5 kilograms, which actually isn't, it is quite heavy, but it's not an obscene amount. But those first 21 felt good. After the 21 burpees, the left hand just, at that point, even when I started, I was like, right, this is screwed me over big time.
Well, it's a lot. When you add it all together, I was trying to work it out, quick maths before.
Yeah.
But it's a lot on each arm.
Yeah.
Of snatch. Like you're saying, 22.5 is heavy-ish, but it's not ridiculously heavy. It's not a 30 like I do on some workouts, but the amount of reps that you have to do
is crazy.
It's pretty ridiculous. And then the burpees, just why not? Let's just do 21 burpees.
Everyone on that kept saying, don't go out too hard, split them up. And obviously, when you've got all the adrenaline and you're pumped for it.
Well, I think that goes for every workout, doesn't it? Especially these CrossFit Open workouts, because music's blaring in the gym. There's a crowd of people watching you, waiting for their heat. It's hard not to go out.
Yeah, you're just so pumped for it, and you're excited. You want to smash it, and when you start anything, you've got so much energy. It's actually a skill being able to realize how to reserve.
Yeah,
how to stay reserved. Don't go out absolutely ham on the first 2 minutes.
Because you're going to hit that wall somewhere. And it's when you hit it in that workout, and you don't want to be hitting it literally just after you've done 21.
Yeah.
You've got a long way to go.
Because I was watching some of the tip videos before it, like the strategy videos on YouTube, from some of like pro athletes or just coaches. And they were saying, don't go out harder, like as hard as you possibly can, because when you get to the second set of 21 snatches, it's going to get you. So I was like, right, okay, I won't do that. And then I did do that exactly.
I was just about to ask, did you have any tactics?
I watched some videos, but it's so personalized or person specific. One person's tips might not help another person. So I watched some that were saying it'll be the burpees that'll be really hard. So control the burpees, go slow on the burpees, keep your heart rate down. And when it's the snatches, just blast them out. And then when I did it, I was thinking, I'm really bad at snatch. So I'm really good at burpees. So it was like the complete opposite I should have done.
And it's probably, you could speak to one person in the gym that's really good at snatching and doing burpees, this is their workout.
Yeah.
And then you're not a snatcher.
Yeah. So when I was looking at some of our friends, like their scores, and looking at mine, I was thinking, God, I'm like 3 or 4 minutes behind someone or whatever. And I was thinking I should be more like 20 or 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But if they're really good at snatch and burpees, this was them. I'm really bad at snatch and I'm not that strong with a single arm. So that was really hard for me. But
it's about using your hips, isn't it? For dumbbells.
Yeah, it's the technique.
And when you're knackered,
you're
not going to use
gone.
your hips at all. It's just pure like front raise, isn't it?
Yeah.
22s.
It was funny on that one because that was the only one where I was absolutely exhausted. Like I was feeling sick. I was feeling dizzy. And everyone, obviously the atmosphere, everyone wants you to do well. So everyone was like, I kept dropping the dumbbell to have a break and everyone was saying, pick it up. And I was thinking, if you knew what I was feeling.
Yeah, but they're going to experience it after you.
Yeah. That is the thing. And everyone has felt like that. But at the time, in at Kane training, like at the gym, there was 6 people doing it at one time, wasn't there? Or something like that.
Yeah,
but
4 or 6.
When I was doing it, there was like 5 other people. It felt like just me.
Yeah.
And someone said it. One of our mates from the gym said, "This is just you now. You're on your own." It was so like it was like a movie. Like I was in like Fight Club or something.
Yeah, I was videoing it. That's what.
It was probably you. This is just you now. I've got you.
I was saying the same stuff on repeat to people, and then being like, "It didn't work the first heat. Why am I going to say it to them again?" I was like, "Go on, keep going halfway there," and I'm thinking, I wouldn't want to hear that.
Yeah, yeah.
You're in pain, and I'm taking a picture of you in pain.
Yeah,
we're going to have forever.
Yeah.
I'm not really doing much here.
Did you see like a mix of people who, I know everyone found it hard because it's supposed to be hard, but did you see a mix of people who really struggled from the get-go and then people who were, oh, right, that's not as bad as I thought it would be?
Yeah, I definitely did. I saw people that, it's so hard not to pick people out on this. I've had so many conversations with people, but some people that have tried to pace it, and then I remember when I was going back round with the camera to get people again, seeing them in a different world.
Yeah.
Being like, they'd hit that wall physically, and I was just like, oh shit. Then afterwards, just out on their feet, and there was a few people like close to probably vomiting, I think.
Yeah, running outside.
Yeah, that just, because I think it's because it's like, well, the snatches, obviously, you're looking down, looking up, and then getting down with the burpees. It's like the gravity and stuff. I don't know what it is. It's
disorientating for you. Yeah,
not like we've done other workouts with burpees involved, and it just scrambles your head.
Yeah, and I think when you push yourself to that exhaustion, or you just push yourself to your limit, you start ignoring that sick feeling, and as soon as it's over, you lay on the floor.
Oh, the worst.
It comes, and that's when you see people run out. They probably felt sick for the last 5 minutes, but they've just completely avoided it and ignored it.
Yeah, I was telling a few people to put like the legs up on like the chairs or wherever, get your legs above your head so you stop feeling sick. But you just saw people trying to do that and be like, no, that's not working. And I'm like, get out of the way. And
it's funny, like if you know CrossFit, you'll know that they do Friday night lights because the workout comes out on a Thursday in America or something.
Yeah.
And then in most other countries or in most places, everyone will do it the next day on the Friday, and it's called Friday Night Lights. We were saying, some of us at the gym, it's Friday night and we're absolutely beasting ourselves, making ourselves nearly sick to do a workout. Some of the workouts were like, you were doing it for 9 minutes.
Yeah. This one's none of these were like more than 20 minutes.
No. And that's your Friday night. And then on that Friday when I did that 24.1, I felt sick for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, like I went home after that and I went straight to sleep, I think.
That workout, obviously there were two separate exercises, but it reminded me when we've done like echo bike workouts.
Yeah.
And you push yourself and people encourage you, like say like a team day and you get off the bike and you don't know whether to like sit down, your legs are jelly, you want to lie down, that. You're knackered, but then you're not knackered because you've recovered well, but you feel sick. Then you sit down, you're doing like you're real like everyone that night was so like twitchy. They were just sitting down.
Yeah.
And then there was just people everywhere.
It's like you've taken a drug or something and you don't know what to do. You're agitated.
Like weirdly like piss drunk.
Yeah, but it's just from you've got this uncomfortable lactic acid build up. You're also really dizzy and hot and sweaty but at the same time everyone's having a great time.
Yeah. And then you walk outside, you have 5 minutes to yourself, then you're back in, encouraging next people on the next heat. But then you feel so much better because I think getting it out of the way early.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more people, especially when it got to like 24.3 that came in earlier and made a night of it.
Yeah.
But did it at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's nice watching people do it as well.
Yeah.
And that for me was one of the best things about this year is every workout I really pushed myself to my limit, but only because everyone was there going like, come on, pick it up, you can do it, one more.
Yeah. I mean, you probably will remember it when you were doing it, but there was like maybe like 4 or 5 people around each person that was competing in that heat and stuff. So you're not like completely on your own. I think it obviously comes back to the previous episode we did on this, but like the community and stuff.
Yeah.
You're not just, you do feel like you're suffering on your own.
Yeah.
But there's so many people encouraging you and pushing you that little bit further. You
tune in and out to the voices as well. And that's why it's good. Like you said, it's probably not going to help them, but it probably does at some point. Just hearing someone say, pick it up in 3 seconds. And then I can hear someone count in 3 seconds. And I think, I'm just going to do it. Whereas if they didn't say that, I probably would have waited 20 more seconds to pick the weight up.
On the 24.2, obviously I was doing the camera again, but near the end of the night, I ended up doing some judging because people came off and just being stricter with that person because you want 10 seconds, but let's just have 5 because it's still going to be shit if you have 5 or 10. So let's just start.
Yeah.
Just
it's still going to be hard.
Yeah. You can't get out of it. You're still doing it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, so true. That was a good one for me, that. 24.2 was 300 meter row, 10 deadlifts, and then 30 double unders. And then you just did as many rounds as possible in however many time. I don't know what the time was.
Yeah, it was an AMRAP, wasn't it? I think it was a 15-minute AMRAP.
I think they were all about 15-minute time caps or whatever.
I think, or 20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes. It was the longest one. And that for me was that was like something that I looked at and thought, this is my kind of workout. It's nothing too heavy. The deadlifts were 80 kg.
Yeah.
And then double unders I was pretty good at. So I looked at that and I was thinking, right. And it's not really a competition because you know that you're not going to get anywhere close to the top athletes.
No.
But it's a competition for you to say, I did it last year and I was 40,000th in the world. So this year I want to be 39,000th in the world or, whatever. And then inside the gym, there is a mini competition between,
of course there is.
Like some of the lads, you kind of know who's really good and you're probably not going to get as good as they are. but then there'll be someone on your level where you think, right, I could actually beat you here.
Mm.
And it's good to have that competition.
Yeah, yeah. You had a few competitions, didn't you? Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good. I always like having someone who's way better than everyone else. So at our gym, there was like Stanners or Dom,
Yeah.
you know, and then there was a few other people who were about my level. Let's say they'll be better than me at some things, and I might be better than them at other things. But that's healthy competition. That if you were just the best at everything, you'd find it quite boring.
Yeah, but you'll also just plateau though, won't you?
Mm.
Because you'll know you'll be better than most people, but then you get so like lethargic with it. If someone comes in that's better than you on that one day,
Yeah,
it's like a could shock to the system. You probably could be the same as them, but you've not been pushing yourself around better people, and that's the only way to get better with anything.
yeah. Is being with people who are better than you.
Yeah,
Or
initially.
Yeah.
And then you get to their level, and they might go with someone else, and they get better.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've all pulled each other. I mean, that 24.2 would have been all right for me.
Yeah.
Apart from the double unders.
Yeah. That got everyone. That's the thing about CrossFit. You could be really strong and really fast, but then they might throw something in with double unders skipping. If you trip, like 10 times, I could be a round ahead of you now.
Yeah.
So then,
just from pure error.
And there was a few people who were really, fit, so they didn't find it difficult, but they couldn't get the double unders. How frustrating must that be?
Yeah. You're not even blowing.
Yeah, you're fine. You just physically can't get that jump.
I mean, I would, like I said, I would have struggled with the double under. I would have probably done like 2 or 3 at a time and got really pissed off myself, which makes it worse.
Yeah, because then you're stressed about it.
For me, the double unders, I never practice them because I just see it as that like tiny little exercise.
Yeah.
But then they put it in quite a lot of workouts.
Yeah, it depends what you're training for, and it depends if you, like, I quite enjoy double unders because I can do them. So then I quite find it a nice way to exercise because it gets your heart rate going.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can't do them, but you could do something else. So you might do an interval sprints, I might do double unders, or heart rates might get to the same level or similar.
Yeah.
But if you can't do them, it's one of them things where you think, well, should I learn how to do it, or do I really not? Am I really that bothered?
Yeah. How many times am I going to do it in my life?
Yeah.
But then if I'd have done the scaled of that version, it was still a 300-meter row, but the deadlift was super light.
Yeah.
I think it was wasn't it like 60 or 55 or something?
And then
it was singles.
Yeah.
And that would have been way too easy for me.
Yeah.
Because of the deadlifts would have been so light. And that's
and in the CrossFit Open, if you're listening to this, scaled is like maybe you can't lift what they're asking you to lift, or you can't do what they're asking you to do. So you scale it down to like a lighter weight or a different movement. So scaling it would have been single unders, but then you've got to drop the deadlifts down and you still do the 300-meter row. And then I guess it's like, well, now you've got to get a really good score scaled.
Yeah, I'd have to get like 3 or 4 rounds more than you doing the RX just to feel like I've done the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it doesn't matter, because it's that goes back to the competition that you want with, like, say if me and you were competing, if you'd done an RX and got like say 8 rounds and I'd done scaled and got 12.
It's like, well,
but I know you'd have definitely gone, yeah, but I did RX.
Yeah, it's RX though, so.
But I've done more rounds.
Yeah.
And it's what you think's better.
Yeah. And then it's who you're in competition with. So if you did RX, you're probably saying, well, I'm in competition with the RX workout people. But then you're right, because some of the people who did the scaled on 24.2, some of the people like smashed it out. Like they did it, did a lot of rounds. But it kind of is relative. They should do a lot more rounds.
Yeah, because
it's lighter.
Yeah, but then there's some people that would do, what's the one before scale? Is it foundation or something?
Foundation.
So if you've progressed from foundation to scaled, then that's like really respectable.
Oh, yeah.
Scaled, but then the leap from scaled to RX is completely different. I mean, that is more of a 24.2 is more technical, wasn't it?
Yeah,
definitely more technical.
Yeah.
The row, it was kind of sandwiched, wasn't it? The row and the double unders are kind of less heart ratey,
Yeah.
if you will, and then you just got to blast the deadlifts
Yeah.
and recover on the double unders.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the way I would look at it.
Yeah.
You could maybe go really quick on the row if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you were good at like, doing deadlifts.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Everyone's got their own. Everyone's got their own positives to each workout or qualities to each workout. So some people can row and like rag the rower and not get out of breath, but just the force that they're pulling means that they're pulling 300 meters in no time.
Yeah. Well, there's different tactics to that. There's two different types of rowers, really, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's one that wants like the RPM like really high, or there's a guy who's just pulling hardly at all, but he's so strong.
Yeah, but it's still pulling hard,
and he's not out of breath, but his body's probably a lot sorer than the guy who's ragging it.
Yeah.
Because it's only like little movements. So like these are the workouts of, really tactical yourself, aren't they? You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and you can see it like how am I going to tackle this? So I know if you're a coach, you're probably looking at this working out, what's going to be the best way to go at this? And where am I going to lay out my equipment? And how am I going to split these numbers up? Whereas someone like me or you probably looks at this and goes, right, yep, I can do it. And then you just do it.
Yeah.
Whereas you can be quite technical about it and think, how can I split this up?
Well, there was people I was seeing when I was, running around with the camera that they were tactically putting the ropes, the handles down perfectly. So when they did get off the deadlift,
just straight on.
They could just turn around and the handles were perfectly by the side of them and putting them down.
Yeah.
Whereas like I saw some people that had finished skipping and just like chuck it on the floor.
Yeah.
So you've got to also untangle it whilst you then get off the deadlift.
I saw people like strapping in themselves to the rower.
Yeah.
Whereas I would just leave the tighteners loose and then just whack your feet in and just go.
Yeah.
Forget the tightener.
Yeah. I mean, that's a high rocks thing for me that I've always like had them tight enough to not fall out. But
like
loose
the you've set them up beforehand.
Yeah. Loose enough to just slip in and out. And I've just got used to rowing without the tight straps.
Yeah. Because in the open, if you're a few seconds faster than someone else, you can go up like 1,000 places.
Yeah,
just for a second.
Yeah, the details in it are massive, aren't they?
And then as it gets to more gymnastics or technical, so we had 24.3, 10 thrusters, 10 chest to bars. You did 5 rounds of that, and then the weight went heavier, and you did 7 thrusters and 7 muscle ups. If you can't do a muscle up, you were capped there. You couldn't do any more. So, and if you couldn't do chest to bar, then you're going to have to scale that workout. And then if you scale it, it's fine because it's good that they can scale it. It means that everyone can do it. But if someone's doing RX and someone's doing scaled, even if you just do 1 rep and they do like 10 rounds, you're still higher on the leaderboard because you've done the actual workout instead of something that's like a lower level.
What did you think about 24.3? Because I know what you look like.
Yeah, you got the pictures of it. That was hard. That the first bit was hard. It wasn't as hard as the first week. The first one was the worst. That was the second worst. 24.3. The 10 thrusters, 10 chest to bars were hard, but they weren't like killing me. And then I had that minute break. And then I went to do my 7 thrusters and it was 60 kg or 62 or something. And I thought I wasn't getting back up. Like a thruster, you're cleaning it, you squat it, you stand up, push it over your head. I honestly didn't think I could get it over my head. I had a belt on, like a powerlifting belt. And I just remember picking it up thinking, there's no chance I'm doing 7 of these. And I think I split them. I think I did 2. And then just 1s.
Yeah. But I think that's a good tactic to have. Like, people would just try and do 7 all in one in that first round, feel good, and then struggle, do 1, big break, 1. I think watching people, that 1 minute break they put in between the 10 and the 7 is just mean.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say the first bit looked easy for people, but it was like a lot smoother, being chest to bar and stuff, and then that 1 minute break kind of lulled people into thinking that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
And your body like slowed down a little bit. and then you got going.
And you went from 40, well, I think it was like 40 kg to then 60, which isn't a huge jump, but it is a big jump when you're already exhausted, your shoulders have gone, and your arms are just gone, and your legs are gone, and then you go to thrust.
Yeah.
You go to thruster, the weight, and you just think, geez, this is too heavy for 60.
Yeah, and that's where the thruster for most people watching it turned into a front squat, into a shoulder press.
Yeah. It was like so slow.
And that's where the muscle up was so tactical, because it's only the top bit of the muscle up that you're going to feel it in your shoulders, really.
Yeah.
And then
I had this thing, so in the workout, I'd done the first 7 thrusters, and I was like, right, if I can get a few muscle ups now, it's going to boost me up.
Yeah.
And then I jumped on the bar. I had like a 20-second break after the thrusters, and I jumped on the bar, and as I did the muscle up, I got like cramp in my neck, in my traps. So and it must have been from all the thrusters, and then I've had that break. I've then done 7 more heavy thrusters, jumped on the bar, swung over, and as I pushed up, my traps was just like, it was like someone was strangling me. And I jumped down, I was like, God. And then they were like, enough, and everyone's there like, go again.
Yeah.
Like, wait, I'm literally choking myself.
But then the muscle ups, it's all about momentum, though, isn't it? You don't want to be jumping off and doing one, coming off. So
and that's what happened to me. I was just gone by that point. So I did 5 muscle ups, but the 5 were just, I probably had about 3 minutes, and I did 5.
Yeah.
Whereas really, if you're good at muscle ups, you can do 5 in 10 seconds.
Yeah, bang them out.
So yeah, that was hard, but it wasn't as horrible as I thought. When I first saw it, I thought thrusters look awful. Just anything about a thruster, I think that is just disgusting.
Yeah,
you're doing
dumbbell thruster, barbell.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
You're doing everything, aren't you? You're cleaning it, you're squatting it. Just pat on the mic.
It's your mic, it's fine.
You're cleaning it, you're squatting it, you're then shoulder pressing it, all in one fluid movement. But not for me. That not a chance.
But then you look at those workouts, really, 2 exercises, 3 exercises, 2 exercises. That's it. Not massive numbers.
No.
I know, obviously 21, 15, 9, but that's what they always use. That's the standard. There's always going to be something like that. But they're not mad distances. You're not doing a 1K row, are you? It's just enough. I know it's just enough to lull you to think it's all right, and then you hit that point and you just think, shit.
It's like 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah.
It just gets you. Like any workout, I think there's some point, if it's hard enough, and I'm talking like a serious workout, it just catches up with you and you think, geez, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But then if you can get through that next third and it's done, then you just relax, lay on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, I sometimes feel like an idiot for thinking like that. Like, even like for running or any workouts I do, I think it's not too bad. It's not too bad. You look around thinking everyone's all right, and then all of a sudden one person breaks and everyone just, your time's coming.
Yeah.
There's very, very rarely many workouts where you don't hit that wall.
Yeah, everyone gets there.
Yeah.
And it's normally about the same time.
Yeah. And it's just not a nice feeling at all.
It's probably something about that where when you're around people, it's like if we were doing a workout and you then had a break or had to have a break, I'd think, if he needs a break, I probably need a break, so I'm going to have a break now as well.
Yeah.
And you probably do.
Yeah.
It's probably accurate.
Yeah, I mean, but when you're competing against each other like this, you don't want to stop. If you're competing opposite a guy and he's like not stopped yet, you're not stopping. But I think most of the time it's just who's got a good poker face.
Yeah, that's also
if you're training opposite me, can I just keep going? Even if it's just like one slow rep over and over again. I'm chipping away.
Yeah.
And psychologically, you're looking at me going like, I want to stop, but he's not stopping.
Yeah.
I'll carry on. And then it's just like,
that
mind game.
I
Whoever
like
stops
that.
first loses.
Yeah, I like the little mind games you have. Like I had it a couple of times in the Open with certain people who were like my level, and I was thinking if they're picking it up, I need to pick it up. And that motivated you to keep going. If you were just doing it, if I was just doing all them by myself, I'd have got 10 times worse scores than I did.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the atmosphere that you're in a gym, in a CrossFit gym or in the Open. The atmosphere was just immense.
And for some people it might be because it's like, you know, there was loud music on, people like the banging tunes, the big bassy songs, people can just zone out, or some people like the idea of being encouraged, don't they, by other people, so they want to buzz off that and impress that person who they hardly know.
Yeah.
And then it all just comes together then.
It was funny, like, obviously you're at your limit, you're exhausted, and then when you've got, you know, friends around you, even people you don't really know, saying, like, one more, it's just one more. And you know full well it's not, because there's like 6 minutes left. But you're like, one more. So you just do it. And then when you've done it, they're like, right, well done, one more now, another one. And that just keeps you going. I think it's so nice. Whether you're doing the foundations or the scaled or in anything. You know, like I saw there was the LA marathon like yesterday or today. And I follow a few people on Instagram that did it. And all the people on the street are like, come on, you can do it. And I think that is so cool that people you don't know are basically saying, like, I know you can do this. Whether they believe it or not,
yeah, they don't even know you, do they?
Hearing it, it just gives you that, okay, I'm going to do it, you know?
Yeah, it was good, and it was like nice to watch, seeing all these people and stuff. And, you know, I was trying my best. Everyone else was trying their best to like encourage people, and you don't know how far it goes.
Yeah,
because that person's never going to turn around and like really thank you, are they?
No, because you probably don't. They probably don't remember it.
Yeah, or hear it. I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't.
You
really
kind of zone out.
Yeah,
you know it's happening, but you don't really. You're not listening.
Yeah,
in your head, you're actually thinking, "Oh God."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, everyone's like, "Pick it up one more." You're like, "I need just 2 seconds, or I will be sick."
Yeah, and all these people stop lying to me.
Yeah, it's not like one more.
30 seconds left, or there's a minute left. There's not, because we only just started.
Yeah,
and I know we have not even got to like the time cap.
Yeah,
middle time cap yet.
But at least hearing it, hearing them voices and hearing them cheering you on and clapping you, even at the end when you finished and just people going around like shaking your hand or fist bumping you, just makes you feel like, oh, I'm proud of myself now for doing that.
Yeah, and I think everyone who's doing it should be proud of themselves for doing it, because that's usually the hardest bit for most people. Is like, some people look at that and be like, that's really daunting.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. But there is other options. You don't have to do the RX. Just getting through it is achievement
because that, it's funny for me. I'm like, I would never not do RX, even if I couldn't do the movement. I'd rather just do RX. But it's easy for me to say that because I could get my way through pretty much any workout. I might do a terrible job, but I could probably get through it.
Yeah.
Whereas someone who is like, if you couldn't do the chest to bars and you couldn't do muscle ups, you literally couldn't do that. You know, like that workout, your last workout, you couldn't do it. So it's easy for me sometimes to think I'd always do RX, but someone else would be looking at a scale thinking, geez, that scale looks hard.
But even if you gave that to a runner, just a pure runner, there's not a lot they could do.
No, hardly anything.
Because I bet they couldn't thrust, because they wouldn't be strong enough.
No,
like
and they wouldn't snatch, and they
do a burpee.
Yeah, they could
do
the
maybe a
burpees.
deadlift, but the weight then would be the issue.
Yeah.
And
it's nice. It's a nice reminder to know, like, everyone's at a different point. And I think it's really cool watching the Open on YouTube or Instagram or even in our gym, seeing everyone at different levels doing different things. I think is like a really amazing thing without being cringy, because obviously everyone's just at their own level in their own life, and what I'm doing doesn't matter when they're on the floor and they're picking up the weight. It's all about them, and everyone's around them like, come on, you know.
Yeah. then you're that focal point, aren't you, for 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And you're absolutely buzzing off it, and you
Yeah.
more than likely you'll go back next year.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
you'll go back more for the community and the atmosphere than the
Yeah,
actual work. You
100%.
won't give two shits what the workouts are next year.
Yeah, it was.
Because it's like, we go down there, like, how many people brought, like, packs of sweets and bloody cookies and cakes and pizzas and all that lot. Like, I mean, I was just eating all of it.
Pizzas, yeah.
I was eating everything.
You didn't have a memory card in your camera, did you? It wasn't even on.
I was
The
absolutely buzzing off Haribo's, like. But you go back for stuff like that, and with everything in life, you go back for the people and not the actual workout.
That's
goes
so
for, like,
true.
Work and everything. You stay in a job just because of the people. Usually,
the actual task is irrelevant. It's all about the community and like that. That's what makes it. You know.
Yeah, it's easily forgotten those.
Because if everyone was just silent, no music was on, and then you walked in, and Jacob was like, "This is the workout, do it."
Yeah, everyone.
You
really
wouldn't
quiet.
be buzzing about it.
Everyone nice and quiet. Let's everyone just sit there and watch him.
But instead, he, like blasted the music. He bought everyone pizzas. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out Jacob.
Yeah, love a pizza.
But then just everyone in general brought cakes and stuff, but they brought the atmosphere with them. And then you need that when when you're on level 10 of 10 exhaustion, you need someone being like, "Come on, you can do it."
Yeah, pushing you on.
And then I watched some of the athletes' videos, and the same thing was replicated on YouTube. I was watching Noah Olsen, and he's a CrossFit athlete, and he was doing the workout, and he had like a team of people with him, and they were all like cheering him on. He had music blasting, and they had like snacks and stuff. It's just cool that what we do and what someone on the other side of the world does is just the same, because you've got this CrossFit.
I mean, you're all human though, aren't you? You prefer people around you. I mean, when you watch it on the night where they announce it on the Thursday, there's not just 4 CrossFit athletes just doing a workout with like barbells. There's a full, family, friends.
Yeah.
They've got the community around there. Spectators can go and watch as well. And I guarantee they would do it quicker and better with people around them.
Yeah, 100%.
Scientifically proven, I bet you, than doing it just on their own in their own gym.
Yeah.
Just with headphones on.
Yeah. I love it now. And when I first started CrossFit, it took me a while to get over this cringiness. But it's not cringy. So I thought it was cringy that everyone, not at the gym we go to now, but the one I went to in Thailand, when I first joined, everyone was like, "Hey," and hugging you, and like just like high-fiving you, like, "Hey man, what's your name?" And like, I was a bit like, "What? I just want to go gym.
Yeah.
I just want to get my headphones on."
Bit American.
When I first turned up to a CrossFit gym, I actually had headphones in and a cap on, and like, I wanted to go and do the workout by myself, and everyone was like, "Hey man, like, come here," and like, hugging me. And I was like, I just got my headphones in.
Yeah.
And then I went, and each time I went, I realized actually it's not really about the workout. It's actually a community of people who are meeting, and you're socializing through a workout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think because that's putting your headphones on and just, putting a cap on's a bit like the commercialized gyms, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I was used to it.
Zone out.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk to people because there's loads of people. But like the CrossFit community type gyms, they buzz off everyone, just knowing everyone, and just like having a good time. It's a bit like not like a party atmosphere, is it? But it's more,
it's like the party without the alcohol.
Yeah.
Like everyone's buzzing, but just from life.
Yeah, it's weird. Like you buzzing because you're in pain.
Yeah,
Everyone
you're buzzing
else is in
about
pain.
the workout that you actually hate, but you don't hate it because you're doing it with loads of fun people, and then, like anything, when something's been hard, you're proud of yourself.
It's odd.
It's cool.
Until you go in a gym that's got that. I mean, I can't obviously speak for all CrossFit gyms, can we? Because I don't know what some of them might be different, but I'd like to think they all follow. I mean, they all aspire to do the CrossFit Opens and stuff. They probably will follow the same motto and that lot of other gyms.
Yeah, I think CrossFit does have like a motto of kindness and it's for everyone.
Yeah,
and,
it's inclusive, isn't it?
inclusive
Yeah.
and stuff. Even though the CrossFit Games is the elite levels, it's like football and grassroots football and stuff. It's saying like anyone can play and anyone can start. And that's a really, good thing. But yeah, I mean, you don't really get that at every gym, commercial gym. I know other gyms do different things. Like High Rocks is a big thing now. So a lot of gyms have like a High Rocks day or something.
Yeah, or the specifically High Rocks gyms, like High Rocks
Yeah,
affiliate
just
gyms.
for High Rocks, yeah.
Yeah, but then I think you're like really niching down your gym there though, because you're only going to have like High Rocks equipment.
Yeah, and it's all the workouts are going to be in preparation for High Rocks, leading up to it.
Yeah, like circuit training, isn't it? Whereas like the CrossFit gyms have got like your dumbbells, your barbells.
Yeah,
you can do workouts that literally don't involve a barbell. Or any weights. We've done workouts before. It's like a shitload of sit-ups. And
yeah,
just, like,
it can just be body weight. Yeah,
and that knackers you.
And it can be for anyone who just wants to, like a 75-year-old woman who's overweight could go to a CrossFit gym, get a PT, and the guy or the girl training would be like, right, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And it'll be really accessible.
And they can enter the CrossFit Open as a foundation and feel part of that community.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not like this one workout fits all, and if you can't do it, sorry, you can't enter. High Rocks is a bit like that, but then I also don't think it is it's a weird one, isn't it? Because they introduced the pro because people getting too quick at the Open.
Yeah.
But then the pro's now gone
Is there
to
like
elite.
an entry level High Rocks, like as in?
No, it's just like what we're going to do. Like
it's just the Open one.
Just the Open, and then there's a pro, and then now they've got the Elite 15.
Yeah.
And they've kind of. We can enter an High Rocks Pro if we wanted to, but the levels are so different.
Yeah.
That's like the professional. Well,
yeah.
If you're going to be in a pro, you've got to be professional. And yeah, it's not as inclusive.
No, it's very specific High Rocks, isn't it? It's like saying you want to run this marathon, but like you have to train then for a marathon,
Yeah.
You can't go and start lifting weights. You could, it might help, but you wouldn't start going and doing Olympic lifting if you're going to try and run a marathon.
Yeah.
High Rocks is a bit more specific.
In High Rocks, you put down what you hope your finish time's going to be, and then you get put in a group full of those finish times.
Yeah.
But then you're also, so say if you're like a really slow runner, like your first time ever doing High Rocks, you basically have to like avoid all the quick ones. There's not like a...
Yeah, it's not like you're
in your lane. If you're going to do it in 2 hours, right, anyone on this circuit is just a 2-hour crew.
Yeah.
It's never... It's a mixture of the elites, the pros, the Open.
Yeah.
Then there's like... Depends when you're racing, but then you get like mixed doubles, rock.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell who am I racing now?
Yeah, you're like, where's the people?
And you get so lost with it. But with doing this, like you found at the gym last week or all 3 weeks, you can be doing RX opposite me doing scaled.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I've been left out.
Yeah. And
yes, the weights are different.
Yeah, in CrossFit, you've got your own little square or rectangle.
Yeah.
And you kind of...
Little safe haven.
You can do the workout within that square most of the time. And everyone's got their own. And it's cool. I like that about it. I also like CrossFit because you get these workouts where it's a time cap. So everyone does a workout for 15 minutes. If you want to do full on, you go in beast mode on that 15 minutes, you're doing that. Someone in the corner might be just starting out, but they're doing the same workout, just at a different scale. I think it's really...
And they just want to... They don't want to do all the exercises within 15 minutes. They just want to exercise for 15 minutes. And I think that's sometimes what people forget.
Yeah.
Is that if you don't want to, you don't have to finish all the exercises.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't stop.
Yeah,
if you do it in 9 minutes and I just stop, like, oh, I've only done half the workout, I'll just stop as well because he has. That isn't the workout. That's why the cap's there.
Yeah, I love that about CrossFit. That's why I'm really into it now. I think it's just a nice atmosphere. You can see yourself progressing, and then when you have things like the CrossFit Open, it's really good to just compare yourself to other people in your gym and in the world. You know, I think on the CrossFit competition dashboard online, I've split my leaderboards into like 28-year-old men, educators. So like I can
Oh,
see.
can you do that?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
right.
can only do it if you're like a service worker. So like
Right.
if you're a police or teacher or nurse
Right.
or something like that. But it's cool to see yourself in the world. You're like, you are this, and then next year you might be better, or you might be worse because more people might do CrossFit. So now you're in a bigger pool of people. But
It's like the Call of Duty leaderboard, if you remember that.
yeah,
I was like Call of Duty 4, then I was just thinking about it. You're on your leaderboard, like top prestige.
I don't think I ever made the leaderboard.
Certain kills and stuff, so I'd go and like play games to get higher. I
Yeah.
was such a loser back then, but I loved it. Top prestige.
Do you remember that zombies? That was crazy.
Yeah. That was such a good. It's still going.
It's still going now.
Yeah, they're all absolutely mad.
I bet it looks realistic now with all the graphics and
it's
stuff.
mental. Yeah, probably like VR now. Or
Yeah.
it'll be coming.
Yeah,
But yeah, that people like seeing yourself on the leaderboard of CrossFit Open. You feel like involved. Like you said, you're never going to get to the top.
no,
I mean, people might do, obviously,
Mm.
but the chances are very slim.
yeah,
But at least you can see where you are in the world,
yeah,
and it's that.
and it's cool. People love just seeing them, like you just said. People love just seeing their name on a thing. Like, it's cool, I think, just seeing your name on a board. It doesn't matter where you are. You know, like, I've done this. Is cool.
Yeah, do it at High Rocks, don't they? When you finish, your name
Mm.
flashes up. You quickly get a photo. You feel, your name's on there with all loads of other random people, but you feel
Yeah, I think
involved.
because we see when you're young, you grow up, and then all the time you see, look at these elite, celebs or athletes or whatever on the big billboards and on the leaderboards. You watch the Olympics and then you see your name on a board. You're like, oh, whoa, I've done that.
Yeah, buzzing.
Cool. I'm
Yeah.
50,000th in the world.
Yeah, that's still decent.
Still good.
It's, how many people did it this year? I've never officially entered the CrossFit
No.
Open.
No.
I've done the workouts, but even if you're like top 50%, like
yeah, it's
how
cool.
good's that?
It is really cool, and it was really good. And shout out to our gym for organising such a
Yeah.
brilliant event, because it's also not easy as a coach or a trainer or a gym owner to structure it and make sure it all runs smoothly. So
Yeah,
it was good that like all of our coaches and especially like Jacob, just to organise it, but then all the coaches around the UK, the world. It was cool on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever. You saw all these gyms doing the exact same thing
at the same time.
at the
pretty
same
much.
times.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So
I mean, personal note, I'm just glad that no one dropped a barbell thruster on my head.
that
'Cause I was
that could
I got
I think
covered
it
in
did happen to
sweat
someone
and
in our gym. Someone did drop it on their forehead, but yeah, you were in the firing line, really.
I was
weren't
trying
you?
to get the good pitch underneath, but I was getting soaked by sweat by certain people on the muscle ups,
Yeah,
and it wasn't really.
yeah. I saw you on your back at one point.
I was trying to get a really good shot, and I thought that's a really good shot, and then I thought, because you zoomed in on the lens on the camera,
You can't.
I was like shitting myself. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was close on the screen, and I
Yeah.
actually was.
Yeah, you did well
But
taking
then the
photos and
thrusters,
stuff.
people just like chucking barbells.
Yeah,
around
once
and
you've
me
done that
being
last
like-
one, you just think,
yeah.
fuck it, and you just
Yeah,
drop
yeah.
it bounces everywhere.
And you also don't give a shit who's around. If it drops on someone else's toe, it
It's-
drops on
yeah,
me.
it's-
It's your own fault.
It's their fault. Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
I'm in pain. But yeah, I would definitely do it next year. Would you?
Yeah. I think just if you go to a CrossFit gym, trying to do it every year, as long as you're in the country or, well, if you're in a CrossFit gym, just doing it, just giving it a go, unless you're injured and you can't do it or you're training for something else or, I think it's just good to just hold yourself accountable and just say, yeah, I go to a CrossFit gym, I'm going to do it. I'm not injured. I'm not on holiday. Let's give it a go.
Well, it's that one time of the year, isn't it? You train with everyone in the gym throughout the year. It's kind of that one official time
Yeah.
of the year where you
Yeah.
can really put it down against people that you think may or may not be better than you in the gym.
Yeah.
On like an
I
official
think
leaderboard.
that's what it's about. Yeah. basically saying, I train CrossFit, so I'm going to do the CrossFit thing,
Yeah.
And see how I do. And then it's also a nice learning point, I know I've got to get a bit stronger on snatches. I know I've probably got to get a bit better at muscle ups.
But it's just for muscle ups under fatigue, isn't it? You could do
Yeah.
muscle ups
Yeah,
on their own.
Yeah.
And that's the tester, isn't it? It's the combination of them that messed a lot of people up.
Yeah, it was hard, but shout out to everyone that did it. And I think in general we've talked about CrossFit before, but it's nice to just come back to it now and just have reviewed it, given our opinions and thoughts on it, and just remind people that a lot of the stuff we talk about on this podcast is probably going to be fitness orientated at some point, and CrossFit, high rocks, running, it's kind of all,
Well, I mean, all three of them play a big part in our lives, don't they? Our fitness lives. I mean, you probably do more CrossFit classes and stuff than I do. I only do like 2 or 3 a week, but I do a bit like
but
more
you're
running and
as
stuff like that.
way more.
It's the whole point of this was to talk about stuff that we like talking about,
and it's nice to be able to do that and share our thoughts on it. We're not even experts. We're not the best at CrossFit.
Novices, really,
so
in the grand scheme of things. But it'd be nice if, obviously, next year we do the CrossFit 2025.
Yeah, and then you're a bit better and you can kind of, so
see if I'm still taking photos next year. No,
yeah, you're still eating pizza on the floor.
It was good pizza, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know
really
the
good
name
pizza.
of the pizza place, but yeah,
it was really good. I had we got it every week as well, so 3 weeks in a row, it was perfect.
Yeah, what did you have? Margarita,
pepperoni.
Wasn't any pepperoni when I got there?
Yeah, I was there.
It was a
first in.
Yeah, that was you. Yeah, it was a veggie one. I think I had a veggie one and some just a margarita.
Yeah, that was perfect. That you've absolutely killed yourself for 15 minutes doing the workout. You're on the floor dying. Someone walks in, pizza's here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Pizza, a few bits of chocolate, biscuits, beautiful.
But no, we'll call it there. If you are not already following, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, telling your neighbours, do it all. It really helps us out, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Sweet.
Done.